It's been a few weeks since Age of Imprisonment released, but today I wanted to discuss its predecessor, Age of Calamity, because it's been about 5 years since that released. And after playing through some of it recently, Age of Calamity really impressed me, which was surprising because I grew sick of the Warriors gameplay and the enemies always retreating after playing Fire Emblem Three Hopes. But Age of Calamity has much more moveset variety than Three Hopes, especially with how you can use wall jump and use a paraglider to attack from different angles. Overall, the combat is more exciting and nuanced than in Breath of the Wild, which was one of my biggest complaints about that game. The enemies also have more varied movesets than in Breath of the Wild, although like all Warriors games, you do learn their move patterns fairly quickly and it can get repetitive. Age of Calamity carries over the same art style, map and UI of Breath of the Wild. There are a few new features though, as you can fuse weapons in the blacksmith, although unlike Breath of the Wild, these weapons don't actually break. I do wish you could use the ingredients to cook any recipes and not just those from the map, because sometimes I would run out of food, and unlike Three Hopes, you don't even regenerate health when you are in an outpost, but this does make the game more difficult if you are looking for that. The side quests and missions you can access off the map are also surprisingly fun, at least the first few, as yet again the mission structures do get quite repetitive. Likewise, the main mission structures can get quite repetitive, as there isn't as much emphasis on defeating the outposts or defending them compared to Three Hopes, or even the Wii U Hyrule Warriors game. Personally, I don't mind this because the less complex missions make the game less overwhelming and you get through the levels faster because of that. Although it does make the large maps somewhat redundant, as you spend a lot of time traversing through them instead of returning to areas. There are some exceptions to the repetitive mission structures, however, as one level you have to clear a path for Zelda while she is running away from a guardian. Age of Calamity's linear storytelling also led to a surprising amount of cutscenes that enabled side characters like Impa or the champions to have more funny moments and greater involvement than in Breath of the Wild. It's especially cool to be able to control the champions and see more of them, because I remember one of the biggest complaints about Breath of the Wild was that we were only able to see the rise of Ganon through the memories and never actually got to participate in the cool looking battles. But this game finally enables that, and I don't care that it's not canon or on the same timeline of Breath of the Wild, because the whole premise of Age of Calamity was to prevent the war which led to Breath of the Wild. The story also rounds out Zelda's character, as Breath of the Wild suggested that Zelda really was wasting her time with the Sheikah technology, whereas Age of Calamity proves that she wasn't, because it was Teriko who ultimately saved her, while the technology also saved her father, King Rome, who even forgave and reconciled with Zelda after their poor relationship in Breath of the Wild.